Well, hello, boys and girls. How are you? I hope that you're having a nice day. I am. I just finished having breakfast, and anytime that my tummy is full, I am happy, ready to do whatever it is that I need to do that day. And of course, today we are going to be doing science. It's what we always do together. Just as a little review before we get into the target and what exactly we are going to learn today, I want to ask you a few questions about the last few lessons, okay? So you know that we have been dealing with, you remember? With waves, that's right. We have been dealing with waves. That's right, not just ocean waves, but also sound waves, and of course, the ones that we did all last week, the light waves. Okay? So all sorts of waves. So it might seem to you that we're taking a break from waves today, but what we're really doing is we are going to create some background information to talk about waves some more, or to learn about waves some more, or to explore waves more, okay? So you'll see, it's not really a break from waves. It's just creating some background information so that we can understand the next lessons much better, okay? So let me ask you a few questions about light waves because we are going to be dealing with those a lot, okay, this week. So let me ask you, do you remember which color had the longest wavelength? You remember? Check back in your notes. Check back. Which one was it? That's right, red. And do you remember which one had the shortest wavelength? The one over here at the end of the rainbow, you remember? Yes, violet. That's right. And of course, and we're not going to get into that too much today, but there are waves that are longer, much longer wavelength than the red, and much shorter than the violet, okay? You remember this from last week? Or from last lesson? Yeah, so you can see the length of the waves there from crest to crest. The red is longer, or the longest ones that we can see, that the human eye can see, and the violet are the shortest ones that the human eye can see. Well, you might be saying, but Mr. Bresson, you said that we were not going to talk about waves, that we were going to take a break from waves. All right, that's just a refresher. And now we're going to get into today's lesson, which is really not about waves, or not directly about waves. The learning target is, I can explain how the human eye works and how it processes light waves, okay? So I can explain how the human eye works. And why do you think that I'm saying human eye? Well, number one, because we are humans, right? I hope that I'm not teaching little aliens. We are humans. And also because there are some animals whose eyes do not work like the human eye. For example, certain snakes have infrared vision. So when they look at something, they see it this way. Let me show you. So that's how a snake would see a cat. Very different than the way that a human perceives a cat. You see? That's why I said the human eye. As always, I like to ask in almost every lesson what it is that you already know. Okay, you might have heard from your parents, or you might have seen some documentaries or movies, and you might have read books where you already have some information about how the human eye works. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the lesson right now, and I want you to take about 4 or 5 minutes to write anything that you know about the human eye, okay? Any simple thing, even if all you know is that different people have different color eyes, you could write that down. But anything that you know about the human eye, okay? So pause the lesson and you can write. It doesn't have to be a paragraph. It can just be bullets of things that you know about the human eye and how it works. And now I would like to hear from 3 students who would share with the rest of the class, okay? So 3 students, share what you wrote. That was great. So let's learn some more about how the human eye works. You don't really need to know all the parts of the eye. I just want to show you a diagram of the human eye so that you can see the different parts, okay? So you can see right here, right? That's that front, right? Right here, the pupil, that little dark circle right there, okay? And this is a lens. Whoa, starting to sound like a camera, starting to look like a camera, right? And then it's got different things around here. And finally, right here, it says optic nerve. Optic has to do with eyes right here. Okay, so take a look at that so that we can watch a video that explains really nicely how the human eye works. So I want you to click on a video, or your teacher will click on that video for you, that is titled Human Eye Video, okay? So we're gonna watch that. So pause this lesson and let's watch that video. Pretty amazing, huh? How the human eye works. Whoa! I mean, did you know all of that? All of those parts working together to capture the light is almost like magic. But our bodies are pretty amazing. And I think that of all the parts in our body, all the organs in our body, the eyes are definitely pretty up there with the most amazing. In the list of best organs, amazing organs, the eyes are right up there. What I would like you to do right now is I want you to take maybe 5 minutes, and in your notebooks, I want you to write some new things that you learn about the human eye, okay? So take 5 minutes, and you don't have to write a paragraph, just write some notes, some bullets of things that you just learned about the human eye or things that you remember. And if you don't, you can watch the video one more time, okay? So take 5 minutes to do that. Pause the lesson and time to explain and write. Now that you're finished writing, we are going to read an article to get some more information, okay? So we're gonna click on a website, okay? Here is the link. It's Biology for Kids, Sight and the Eye. So if you're doing it on your own, you can click that, or your teacher is going to show it for you, okay? So now you're either going to read that on your own, or your teacher is going to read it with you, okay? So either way, pause the lesson now and let's read the article. So even though we are not necessarily directly talking about waves, we have to talk about light waves, because that light, remember, that color that was reflected off the objects, it goes in through our eyes. And you will see why next lesson. Why is it that we're taking time to talk about eyes? Because, well, no news to you, there are many of us that have problem seeing things like reading or faraway objects. And we have created things to help with that. But anyways, I'm getting ahead. That's next lesson, okay? Next lesson. So right now, we need to know that the light waves go through our eyes and into the brain, right? And something interesting that I found in that article was how we need two eyes, right? So that the brain can have a pretty clear picture of everything. So two different angles of seeing that light coming from the object, and then the brain can create a pretty good picture of what we are actually seeing. And did you notice that our eyes are like a camera? Or a camera is like our eyes, because our eyes were the original camera, right? Did you notice that it's just like two little cameras? Well, they're little, but the work that they do is huge. But it works pretty much. A camera is really modeled after the human eye. If you still have time, okay, left for science, I would love you to watch this video that is titled How the Eye Works video, okay? So click on that. This guy gives a he does a really nice demonstration on how the eye works. I think it's awesome. So please go ahead and do that. Click on that and watch that video. I think you're really going to enjoy it and learn. It's kind of like the practical things that we've been reading. Now you can see it. So now that you watched that video, okay, pretty cool. Now that you watched, you had watched another video before and the article that you read and all our discussion, okay, it is time for you to now write a paragraph, an explanation of how the human eye works, okay? So now either in your Google Docs or in your notebooks, explain how the human eye works and how it processes the light waves, okay? So take some time and explain. That's how you will know, and that's how your teacher will know that you actually reached the target for today's lesson. And now, if there is time left for science, you can share with the rest of the class, with your classmates, what you wrote, your explanation. And if there is no time, I hope you have a great day. And now you can brag to your little sister and even your big sister and your big brother, and sometimes even parents, how much you know about the human eye and how your eyes work and how their eyes work. So you can brag and then explain it to them, okay? Thank you. I hope that you have a great day. I will see you next time. Remember that science is everywhere, okay? Bye-bye.